How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Koen's Corner. Today we are back in Minecraft once again because we're gonna continue work on our house that I started working on last episode on this little series of mine, and I am really excited about that. I hope you are too. If you are, yeah, you can join me on this journey, I guess. Queen Day Night, I'll be right back. You just got here. Check blue sky. I don't think do I need to do that during this live stream? Checking blue sky is not typically something that I do on live stream. Sorry. Maybe I'll do that after this. But yeah, let's just get back into our little Minecraft world. And I believe this is the one that I made last episode. PSYT, blah. Stream is dropping some very severe frames. Oh god. I hope that'll get better as the stream goes on. I don't want this to lag at all. And apparently I'm streaming this at 60 frames per second. I should have changed that back to 30. I've been making my content in 30 frames per second again recently. Just because I didn't really enjoy the look of 60 frames for a while. I don't know, I just really much enjoy just doing these live streams or making YouTube content in general in 30 frames per second. Again, I've been making content in 60 frames for quite a while at this point. And it's just, I just don't really enjoy it as much anymore. I would honestly just much rather get content in 30 frames. Mostly because 60 frames per second honestly just looks really distracting to me these days. I don't know, but it's alright. It doesn't really matter that much for the overall content. But yeah. You can make something look really smooth in 60 frames per second for sure, but especially when stuff just moves really fast. It gets very distracting to me at the very least. Oh god, something is not going right according to my streaming software. Oh, shit. Okay, I need to look. Oh my god. Problems with streaming. The exact thing that I hate the most. Hang on. I need to do something. Because apparently the stream is being buffered for some of you. That is not good. I don't know if that's because I'm dropping frames or if there's something else going on. It really doesn't give me any indication of what is actually going wrong, so I have to figure everything out for myself, which is really frustrating. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have to do this, but looks like I will need to. This actually might give me an excuse to just switch the stream over to 30 frames. So let me lower the frame rate real quick. I will be back in a minute. I just gotta stop the stream real quick, and after that, we should be back. Alright. Hopefully everything is working again. Yeah, this is the exact kind of thing that I was talking about a while ago when I made my video on live streaming and why I think it's an absolute nightmare. Live streaming is just very volatile. There is always something that could go wrong in the middle of a live stream, and when something goes wrong, when you're streaming, you're going to have to troubleshoot things as you stream, and I hate that about this. Luckily, luckily though, YouTube has this beautiful thing. It's called a manual end stream button right here. If I push this, then the stream goes black, and that marks the end of the stream. And the reason why I like that is because it actually gives me a little more control over the live stream, and it allows me to just stop the live stream for a little bit, troubleshoot some stuff as I need to troubleshoot them, and, you know, like everything seems to be working fine now, which is great. But yeah, this is the exact thing that I was talking about a while ago when I was talking about troubleshooting while live streaming. It sucks. It's never a good experience. I will always despise having to troubleshoot my live stream while I'm live streaming. I understand it's all kind of part of it, but does it really need to be? Because in my mind, a live stream should just work. There is no reason that a live stream would just randomly break on you in the middle of a live stream. But you know. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I just did something horribly wrong and I need to fix some things in my software or whatever. I don't know. By the way, fun fact, I got the day off today, which is why I'm here right now doing some live streaming, playing Minecraft and whatnot. And it's really exciting. I've been wanting to do this a lot more than I have for quite some time, hence why a fair few of my Koen's Corners nowadays have been on the Minecraft server rather than just me being on camera all the time. Which, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love making the videos where I'm on camera talking to you guys directly, but I also just enjoy making the videos where I'm playing a little bit of Minecraft and ramble about a random topic for a little bit. That's, in my honest opinion, that is the most fun content at the moment to make. Because I can have a good discussion about literally anything with my audience, and also just play a little bit of Minecraft for about 15-20 minutes or so. Do I have an extra axe? I do not. I don't actually remember how far I got last episode, last live stream. Last episode, what? What I had done last live stream. Because I actually don't remember getting a bunch of stone bricks already and making these stairs. Maybe I did do that and I'm just remembering wrong, but I don't know. Not that it matters too much. The fact of the matter is that it's there right now, and you know, it's all good. But yeah, let's actually talk about what I wanted to do today. So I wanted to continue a little bit of work on this house that I'm currently building. But I kind of want to see. I want to see what I can do with it. So there's always a lot of things that you can do with a Minecraft house. What I always like to do is strip these logs on the sides, on these pillars right here. And the reason why I always do that is because I just think it looks really sick. I really like the look of this. So that's why I do this. And I also like to put some extra stuff down here. Just for a little bit of extra depth. I just need to figure out what I'm going to put there. So you know, that's something that we'll be doing this live stream as well. Of course, that's not the only thing. We'll also probably be mining a little bit. Just because that's what you do in Minecraft, of course. Now, there's a lot of space here. Oh, sugarcane. Don't mind if I do. That's definitely going to be very, very useful down the line. I don't know why or where I got these arrows, but... Alright. Let's see, I kind of want to get some clay from somewhere. Okay, there's one block of clay down here. But the issue is that it's underwater, and this is going to take forever to get. Uh-oh. Okay. There we go. I believe I enabled keep inventory on this, so it really should not matter that much, but we'll see. Let's see, where was my house again? It's right over there, okay. I know for a fact I'm gonna get lost at some point. If I try to find something, if I go all about and explore shit, I'm going to lose my shelter. I know it will happen because it has happened to me literally every single time I try to do anything in any survival world. It's a good thing that I found a pretty flat surface around here. This is some interesting terrain generation. I've never seen it like that before. Ah, some bees. Oh, man. Does anyone know that one song? It goes, the bees were buzzing one by one, hurrah, hurrah. The bees were buzzing one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Yeah. I know it's a little bit cringe, but, you know, screw it. I think it's fun. Yeah, I should definitely not wander too far away from home. That would be dumb. Are these the bushes? Yeah, these are the bushes. These are firefly bushes. So, I'm playing this on the latest update, which is 1.21.5. And they added a couple of small aesthetic things to this. So there's firefly bushes in the wild now, which have some little firefly particles on them. They're a little bit hard to see with this particular resource pack that I'm using. You might be able to see them a little bit better if I disable this resource pack that I'm playing on. I just really enjoy playing with this resource pack because it gives it a little bit more of a medieval look to it that I just absolutely love. Yeah, you're able to see them a little bit better in this resource pack. You see these little blinking bits right there? Those are the fireflies that are chilling in these little bushes. I don't know about you guys, but I personally am a really big fan of the firefly bushes. I think they add a little bit more life to your Minecraft world. Even if it's just a little tiny bit, you know? They don't add that much extra detail to your Minecraft world, but I think a little goes a long way in giving your world a little bit more life. Even though the bushes themselves literally don't do anything at all, it's still a nice touch. I hear a lot of people complain about Minecraft updates not feeling like they have all that much going on anymore. That they are just much smaller these days, and that that it seems like Mojang isn't really trying with their updates anymore. Which I personally, I can understand where people are coming from, but at the same time, I also just have to strongly disagree with that, because even if that was true, and to an extent, I guess it kind of is, but like, even if that is the case, I don't think it matters that much, to be perfectly honest. Because the core gameplay of Minecraft has never changed. The game is still just as fun now as it was back when it first came out in 2011. It's it looks a lot better now than it did a really long time ago, even with the default resource pack. And you know, there's just so much stuff going on. Even the biggest updates that we've seen quite a long time ago, they still hold up really well because they still added so much to the overall core gameplay. Hello, Mr. Enderman. I'm just gonna ignore you and I'm gonna plant some saplings around here. The Caves and Cliffs update is one that I use as a massive example of how much it changed the game and how it's still awesome to see to this very day. And the Nether update was also a very big example of that. I think that a lot of the massive updates that we've seen a few years ago compensate for the not so big updates that we are getting today. But that's just me. A lot of people probably disagree with that statement, but you know, people are gonna disagree with you no matter what you say. So I don't really know what more to tell you. I think that the game is getting a little bit too much flack overall, and that Mojang is getting a little bit too much flack, especially when a lot of the time it's not Mojang themselves anymore who are making the decisions that they make. It's often just Microsoft just splattering their absolute hatred for genuinely decent games all over the games that they own nowadays. Like, the more time goes on, the more that Microsoft is turning into EA, into Activision, into Ubisoft, into Bethesda, and all of those other horrible AAA publishers who are just plastering their games with very greedy and very scummy business bullshit that I think has just been... I mean, I made a whole video about that topic a little while ago where I was basically just talking about why I think retro games have become far more popular these days than they ever have been. Which, to be perfectly clear, I think it's awesome that more and more people are getting into that hobby. But I also stand by the opinion that it's kind of sad that it has come to that, because the whole reason why retro gaming is far more popular now than it ever has been is because of the greedy business bullshit that we have been seeing for such a long time now. When I really don't think that it should be the case. So, I don't know. It's a whole thing. I mean, look, I like retro gaming, I love retro gaming, I have a whole bunch of retro game systems sitting right next to me. I also have a couple of them right here in my closet that are broken and that I still need to fix. Yeah, I just kind of wish that that retro games were a lot more popular nowadays, because they are genuinely just fun to play and not necessarily just because of a lot of greedy business bullshit that we've been seeing. I mean, obviously it's not the only reason, but you get what I mean. Queen Day Night, welcome back to the stream. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Now that's not to say, obviously, like I mentioned in that big video that I made, it's not to say that modern video games are not good anymore. There's still a lot of very good options out there. There's still a lot of great games out there. And I could just pick a couple of examples of that in my own Steam library that I can just show you guys real quick. While my game is... while my stone is smelting. Let me just go ahead and show you my current Steam library as it is. I just need to make sure that yeah. Where is all of that stuff? Here we go. I made fan art on Blue Sky for you. Again, I'm gonna check it out after this live stream. I'm not gonna open up Blue Sky while I'm live streaming. Alright. So, I got a couple of modern video games on my Steam library, many of which are, of course, obscured by my face, but, you know, that's the least of my worries right now. Like, there's Cult of the Lamb that came out last year. That was fantastic. Or did it come out last year, actually? I believe it did. There's Cult of the Lamb, which is still a very, very modern game. I absolutely love this one. Doom 2016 is still my absolute favorite game of all time. I love it to bits. I will always love it to bits. The Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix. I don't really know how modern this is, but I think it's a relatively recent port of the 1.5 plus 2.5 remix on PlayStation. Let me just put on my bracelets real quick because I realized that I had them in my pocket a moment ago. Yeah. Anyway, there's Mortal Kombat 11. There's the Reignited trilogy of Spyro. There's Avicii Invector. There's, I was gonna say Beyond Two Souls, but this one is not really all that modern. This came out in the PlayStation 3 era originally. There's the Borderlands games. There's Celeste. There's Kashbanuka 4. If you know, you know. And of course, there's also Cuphead and a bunch of other really cool games. The Master Chief Collection. Like, good games do still release. There's still a lot of very awesome games to be played. But at the same time, there's also a lot of crap coming out nowadays that I honestly just think is absolutely insane, how much crap we are getting these days. Now, I will say this, however, a lot of the crappy games that have been coming out don't really have much of anything to do with the actual quality of the games themselves, but they have a lot more to do with the fact that video games, like I said, just get plastered by a lot of greedy business decisions by the publishers rather than the developers. A lot of people nowadays blame the developers for a lot of shit that video games pull these days. But the thing is, developers really don't have much of anything to do with that. The developers are trying, the majority of developers, I should say, really try the best that they can, that they possibly can to make something monumental, to make something that players would actually enjoy playing. And, you know, but, unfortunately, all of their efforts just kind of get overshadowed by greedy business crap. But, you know. But like I said, good stuff does still come out. I've been getting into Doom: The Dark Ages recently, which I still should do another live stream on. I wanted to play through the entirety of the game in the live streams that I do of it, but part of me is kind of like, I don't really just want to play the game on live stream. I also just want to play the game for myself and all that, especially because I don't really live stream that much anymore. But I said I was going to play through the entire game on live stream. Maybe I should just make a separate save file that I just play in my own time. I don't know. We'll see what we'll do. Actually, let me just enable that resource pack again. I kind of really like the resource pack. I'll lower the volume of this music because I feel like the music is way too loud right now. Is the audio sounding good on your end, by the way? Is everything okay? Like, is nothing too loud, nothing too quiet? Do I need to adjust anything? The squids look cursed as hell in this resource pack. And yes, I know that playing with resource packs in 2024 is really tacky. I should just play it in default, but I don't give a shit. I think this is sick. I like playing this game with a resource pack enabled. I think it adds a little bit more to the game. And I honestly would much rather just play with a little bit of tacky graphics than with the typical Minecraft style that everyone is become familiar with, and that in all honesty I just got really bored of over the years. Because everybody has been playing this game in just the default resource pack for the past, I want to say, 6 years or so. Nobody really plays with resource packs anymore because it just why would you want to play with a resource pack anymore these days? But I still like playing with resource packs because I think they're just really cool. They add a little bit more life. They make the game a lot more interesting, at least to me. And especially if you're a builder and you enjoy your builds looking as good as they possibly can be, a resource pack can go a long way in making your builds look as crisp and as good as they could possibly get. So, you know. There's all of that. Is it turning nighttime? No, it's still... I'm still good. Okay. You gotta take very good notice of the time in this game, especially if you're playing in survival mode with easy and with mobs on and everything. Survival instincts are definitely really important in this game. Which is why I should probably also collect a lot more seeds than I do. That's one issue that I always run into whenever I'm playing anything survival in Minecraft. I always run out of food. No matter how, no matter what world I make, I always run out of food at a very rapid pace. And I always starve to death because of it. Mainly because I'm also just really dumb at the best of times. So, you know. I know I should probably also just make a cow farm or a pig farm or whatever, but like... I'm honestly just way too lazy for that. And also for specific farms, you need specific foods to lure those animals in. And I often just don't feel like looking for any of that stuff because, again, they require me to go to places that I know for a fact I will not be able to find my way back to my own home when I get there. I know that a lot of people often just use coordinates, so what they would often do is they would open up a notepad. So let me just open up my notepad right here. And that's a thing that I should not be showing. They just open up a notepad, they write their coordinates right there, and, you know, that's it. But the thing is, I don't know how to use the coordinates very well. I often just get, oh, that's the wrong thing. I often just end up strolling around like an idiot trying to get the coordinates to cooperate with me, and I never know how to do it. Which, again, I'm just a big idiot, and I should probably just learn to get good at it, but meh. I really don't care enough to. And you zombies should be burning to death. Let's just get rid of you right now. There we go. I will also smelt all of this clay into... I don't have any cobblestone left on me. Okay. Great. I will also smelt down all of this clay that I currently have into actual bricks. That way I will be able to use the bricks for building purposes. I don't know how good they're going to look on my current house in combination with the stone bricks, but we'll find out, I guess. I really hope that this is not going to end up being a waste of time, because if it will be, I will be really upset. I guess I could also just use the andesite that I'm finding here, because there's a lot of that stuff around here. So maybe I will use that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what I do. Oh, yeah, there goes my pickaxe. Right as I find iron, of course. That's always what happens. Always when you find that one resource that you would really like to have, your shit just always breaks on you. So, let's just do whoop. And we'll use the remainder of my cobblestone to make some pickaxes. 2 to be exact. I would really much like to make some of that stuff right here. And yeah, this is where the fun part comes in. I will need a lot of wood to make the charcoal. If you don't know how I play this game, I usually just make a bunch of charcoal. It is the easiest kind of coal that you can get nowadays in this game. Because I already ranted about this on a number of occasions, but the mining system in this game has become insane. It has become extraordinarily difficult to find certain resources that you're looking for. And it all comes down to the way that it all comes down to how deep down you will have to mine in order to find certain resources the easiest. Because you can go all the way down to -60, and to give you some context, I'm currently at Y76. You can go all the way down to -60. Now, if you want to find iron or coal in this, -16 is about as deep as you would want to go. But if you want to find diamonds, -56. -56. And you can already imagine how long that's going to take for you to get down there. To get down to that level. It takes a ridiculous amount of time, and it's honestly just really tedious. I don't like it. Mining already is really tedious to do. I don't think very many people actually enjoy mining all that much. Because of how tedious it is, but I personally don't mind it that much. Mainly because I think it's just a really chill thing to do in between looking for other resources, doing other things. But I also know plenty of people who really don't like mining because of how tedious it is. In fact, at one point I was actually in a Minecraft server that had a drill plugin installed on it, where you could legitimately just build a drill that will mine a radius of 3 by 3 for you automatically, and you would not need to do anything for it. The only thing that you needed to do was build it, and then you would have to get fuel for it, so you would have to get coal and whatnot, or wood, or any sort of fuel that works. And from there you would just kind of wait for it to do its thing. And you would not need to mine literally ever again. But you would still need to mine all the way down to minus 56. In order to get any meaningful resources whatsoever. So, whether or not it's worth the caveat is kind of up to you, I guess, if you really want to do that. For me, I don't think it would be that worth it, but hey, that's just me. To each their own if it is what you would want to do for it. Let me just get some... Do I have any planks at all? I do not. I do have some slabs, but I really don't need the slabs right now. I just need to do this. Make some charcoal. And I should probably also do the same in this furnace right here, but... Oh shit, I could have also used a bunch of that wood for planks to fuel those other 2 furnaces that I currently have. I'm an idiot. It's all good though. We'll be fine. Also, what I wanted to talk about today, which I have not talked about at all yet, is that I recently found out that I have a little bit of an addiction. So, if you've been watching Koen's Corner for a little bit now, you probably know that I recently got into, and with recently I meant about 8 months ago. Grievous. Time flies by fast. Hello Clary Moth, welcome to the live stream. But yeah, I, like 8 months ago, 8 or 9 months ago, I started getting into Balisong flipping. Which is essentially just doing a bunch of crazy tricks with balisongs or butterfly knives. Don't worry, this thing is completely dull. It's not sharp. It's totally safe for me to do this with. You know, it's been really, 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 really fun. What it has not been fun for is my wallet. Because I have... been into this hobby for barely even a year, and within the last 6 months, because I kind of stopped buying them for a little bit, when I first got into the hobby I bought 2 Balisongs, both of which were pretty cheap, both of which I featured in a Koen's Corner a little while ago, yeah, in that video I was flipping 2 Balisongs that I bought in 2 months' time. Since then, I went on a little bit of a shopping spree, and I got a lot more Balisongs than I probably should. So this is just 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. This is 5 right here, and this is actually my craziest Balisong yet. It's a replica of the Asimov from Counter-Strike 2, and it is the craziest Balisong that I own, and I love it to bits. But yeah, and this is not even all the Balisongs that I bought. I bought a bunch more. Do you want to know, in total, I bought around about, I want to say, 9 new Balisongs in the last 6 months. And that's not even including a couple of Balisongs that I bought yesterday. Because I bought 2 more of them yesterday. Which should come in the next couple of weeks. Or a month. Whatever. You could say that I have a bit of an addiction for Balisongs. Now, here's the thing. It's not exactly something that I would recommend to anyone Because you really don't need to own this many things of the same category of products. Because even though there's a lot of differences between every single Balisong that I currently own, it all comes down, a lot of them just come down to the exact same thing. They are basically just a couple of handles, which they put a blade onto, that you can swing and flip around like this and do a bunch of crazy tricks with it. I've actually been trying to learn a couple of new tricks that have been really fun. I don't know if I can show them very well on camera right now, but I've been trying to practice a little bit more with some more intricate tricks. This particular trick has not been going so well, but you know, I'm trying my best. I'm really, really, really trying to learn this thing. I actually learned it on a different Balisong that I own. Maybe I should give it a shot with this thing, because this is actually the one that I learned to do it on. Oh! Okay. Sitting in a little bit of a tight space, I'm in a little bit of a tight space right now, is not really helping me much in trying to flip this. I'm really glad this is not sharp, because if it was, then I would have a really big problem. Because I stabbed myself right to my chest. But yeah, I can do this legitimately for hours on end. The thing is, I have 5 Balisongs just sitting in front of me on my desk. I legitimately have a lot of problems just putting these things down. I constantly am just picking these things up whenever I'm doing literally anything. It doesn't matter if I'm editing YouTube videos, if I'm live streaming or whatever. I'm just constantly flipping Balisongs nowadays. And it's kind of like... to say that it's becoming a problem would be an understatement. Because... yeah, to own this many things of the same thing, and to constantly having to flip them all, like my brain can legitimately just not stop itself from wanting to pick one of these up and to flip it for an hour or so. If not more so. Like, I tend to flip these things for a long time on end. This is actually my favorite one to flip. This thing that I'm currently flipping is made out of plastic, so it's actually the lightest one out of all of them. And it's also just, in my honest opinion, the most fun to flip as well, because of how light it is. It also looks like an owl with that little... you can't really see it on this webcam, but it looks a little bit like an owl. It has a bit of an owl face. It's basically kind of like a fidget toy to you. That is basically exactly what it is. It is not kind of a fidget toy. They are fidget toys. Well, this is probably the closest thing to a toy that you can get, because it's made out of plastic. These other ones that I own here, like these two, these are made of metal. So... oh, oops. I should not be doing that like that. So, these are actually the closest thing to an actual knife that you can possibly get. Even though they aren't really knives, they are completely dull. They're trainers. Like, they have some really cool hole patterns on them. This one in particular just looks kind of skeletonized. I kind of really like the look of this thing. But that's not... those are not even my favorite ones. My favorite one is sitting on a little stand right here. This thing is a bottle opener. Like, you can see this little bit on the blade. I don't think you can really see that like this. This thing is a bottle opener. So this is actually... this one is actually my favorite Balisong out of all of them to just mess around with. Because of how wacky... it's also kind of massive. It's really big. But yeah, I spent... in total, like I said, I bought 9 Balisongs in the last few months. In the last 6 months. So... if I had to make a very rough estimate as to how much money I spent on Balisongs alone in the 6 months, I think I spent 600 euros in the last 6 months on Balisongs. If you're still sticking around for a haul, I might join. I'm not playing on the Minecraft server right now. So, I'm not playing on the Minecraft server right now. This is, in single player. I could potentially, hop on the Minecraft server in a little bit. But, So, yeah, sorry to disappoint you there. Mm. Do you hear that? That's the sound of sizzling. Only this time, instead of a chicken burning to death, it's a zombie. I'm sorry, I just had to make a reference to Steve's Lava Chicken. Steve's Lava Chicken, yeah, it's tasty as hell. Part of me kind of wants to turn on that song right now, but then again, I don't know if that would be a very, very good idea. I don't think that Warner Brothers would be particularly happy with me doing that. As I don't know how... I don't know if Mojang or if Warner Brothers are still very strict on content creators talking about the Minecraft movie in any way. Let alone show or show footage of it or, you know, play a song from it. Now, Minecraft content in and of itself seems to be perfectly fine right now, but when it comes to the Minecraft movie, I'm really not sure. It still blows me away that Mojang actually thought that, that Warner Brothers actually thought that they, had the right to copyright strike content creators just simply talking about Minecraft at all, at any capacity. Isn't the song like 30 seconds? Yes, but YouTube's content ID system is really, really sensitive when it comes to copyrighted material. I could just play a 3-second sample of a copyrighted song, and the live stream would still get copyright claimed. And also, Warner Brothers are bastards. Like, as far as I can tell, Warner Brothers doesn't really give a shit about fair use. They don't give a shit about copyright law or whatever. They don't care about any of that stuff. And they don't even seem to care about whether or not the Minecraft property belongs to them or not. They just straight up copyright claim or copyright strike Minecraft videos for the sheer fact that they are talking about the Minecraft movie at all anymore. Which really sucks, because I really wanted to make a video on a Minecraft movie. I thought it would have been really fun to talk about it. I wanted to talk about why I personally think it doesn't really work for me, but why I also think it works for the audience that it's obviously aiming for, which is very young children. And I also just wanted to talk about the things that that had happened surrounding the Minecraft movie's release. Because if you know anything about a Minecraft movie, you probably know of all of the crazy shenanigans that were going on at literally every single theater in the world when Minecraft movie played. When I went to see a Minecraft movie in the theaters, there was just nothing but absolute chaos. So much so that the employees of the cinema that I went to had to straight up just say, don't cause any havoc, don't throw with shit, don't do any of that, because they knew for a fact that it was going to happen. And you know, it's crazy. What's insane to me is that I have legitimately not ever seen anything like that happen. And I've been going to my local cinema ever since 2016. I've seen a lot of movies in the theaters, and I have never once heard an employee say to not do anything crazy. So that was kind of a surreal experience. There's plenty of videos on the Minecraft movie. How did those videos get around the copyright strikes? I have no clue. I honestly have no clue. Maybe Warner Brothers have become a lot more lenient since then. Maybe Mojang worked something out with them. I don't know. Yeah, it seems like copyright revolving a Minecraft movie is a lot more loose nowadays. But still, it's a risk that I'm not willing to take, because I don't want to get in any sort of problems with Warner Brothers or with Mojang even, for the sheer fact that I decide to analyze a movie that I personally think failed in a lot of fundamental areas, but that I also think has a place in the theaters, because it did make a lot of people and a lot of people did really enjoy it, which I think is all the worth it. But if Warner Brothers doesn't like content creators like me talking about it, then there's really no point. I'll put it this way, there was also a reason I wanted to also talk about a lot more SpongeBob stuff, but I also don't want to get into trouble with Paramount, because they also despise content creators. They do not care about YouTubers. They just they will legitimately copyright strike anything that if you make any video on anything SpongeBob related, doesn't matter if it's positive or negative or whatever, there's a very strong chance that they will strike it down, and that is just not something that I'm interested in happening. But then again, my channel will be at risk of that, regardless of what copyrighted material I talk about. I don't know. I asked that question a lot, though, about a lot of different YouTubers who talk about movies or TV shows. How do people get around copyright? Because I legitimately... I've seen so many YouTubers who don't run into the issues that others did run into. But then again, a lot of videos also stay up for quite a while before they finally get struck down by a major company in a few months' time, we'll say. I remember I once saw a video of somebody responding to a lot of backlash that they were receiving for having the audacity of having donations enabled on their live stream. Here in the Netherlands, there was a whole discussion going on whether or not donations should be legal in my country, because live streamers were deemed, because a lot of behavior that live streamers do in the Netherlands was deemed to be predatory towards a younger audience who are sensitive to the kind of stuff that that creators would often do to make their donations appear a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? To make people donate faster or more or whatever. Because a lot of creators these days, and I can demonstrate this with one of the alerts that I have. I can just trigger one of the alerts in my live streams real quick, just to give you an idea. Where are they? Here they are. So what would happen is that a live streamer is just doing their live stream, and then all of a sudden they receive a donation. And then they get this on the screen. So, what often happens was that this was considered predatory towards young children, because according to a lot of people at the time, just putting the donator's nickname or username in on the screen with a sound effect or whatever would good lord, I cannot speak today, would stimulate a younger audience to also donate, so that their name will be will appear on the screen, and so that they will get a shout out from the creator who is who they are watching at that time. So obviously none of that was remotely true. Like, none of a lot of people were accusing live streamers like myself and a bunch of others for having the intention to stimulate and manipulate children by having that stuff on the screen. And there were some people who straight up, and a couple of live streamers responded to that criticism and were like, this is absolutely not true. Here's how, and they just went ahead and they explained how donations work, and while they were at it, they also straight up just explained how what the reality of things are, and that they have a very clear age gate for donations, that children shouldn't be donating, and that they don't even want to receive donations from children, even if they could. So it was a whole discussion. What am exactly, how did I exactly get here, by the way? I'm talking about all sorts of random shit. Like, I went from a Minecraft movie to frickin' YouTube donations. I don't know how the heck I got here. Not that it matters too much, but, like, it's crazy. Oh boy. Yeah, I do really want to get rid of these zombies so I can skip through the night, because I don't feel like dealing with the night at this time. There are monsters nearby. Oh my goodness. Do I have to go out there and hunt for zombies and creepers and shit? I really don't want to do that, but it looks like I will have to. Unless I get lucky and I can go to sleep now. Probably not gonna happen. No, it's not happening. Okay. Where are those pieces of garbage? I'm gonna move you far away from my house, you Mr. Creeper. I'm not gonna let you blow my shit up. Not now, not ever. And... Good lord, how many... Okay, I need to light this shit up, because this is getting ridiculous. Come on. I'm just gonna spam this until I finally manage to sleep. It's probably not gonna go well. Where is even... I reckon... Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm getting the frick out of here. Oh, everything is going horribly wrong here. I need to, yeah, I need to get some of this. Oh. You gotta love it when mobs just gather all around you and there is nothing that you can do to stop it, and now mobs just would not leave you alone. And the thing is, it's not like I'm playing this on... Yeah, I'm playing this on easy mode, so it really should not matter that much. You know what? Oh, I am really not in the mood to deal with that shit right now. Oh, oops. That was not supposed to happen. Here we go. I truly despise how this game will just randomly decide, hey, you're not gonna sleep today because there's a bunch of mobs all over you. Alright. I'm going to get some more torches and we're gonna light up the place. Because screw this nonsense. It's not gonna be the prettiest thing in the world. But you know, it's gonna be functional. And that's what matters to me. Light up your surroundings with torches, guys. That's the way to survive. I also kind of want to make my pathway a little bit prettier with stone bricks and with torches, but we will do that a little bit later. Not right now. Because right now I kind of want to continue working on this house. So let's get those bricks made. And let's see how they look. I have absolutely no idea. Wait, what? Alright. So apparently something really weird happened. I just lost connection with my live stream. Which essentially means that my live stream just randomly went blank for a little bit. Before it went online again. I just need to check if everything is working correctly. So, again, this is another perfect example of live streaming being very, very volatile, then breaking all the time, and having to troubleshoot them. I could still see it. Okay, great. Then there's absolutely nothing... Then there's absolutely nothing wrong. That's great. I absolutely despise doing this sometimes. I swear to God. As much as I enjoy live streaming, it's also one of the most frustrating things that I've ever gotten myself into. I am definitely really glad, though, that I decided to quit Twitch, because holy hell. Live streaming on Twitch was the worst decision that I've ever made in my entire creative hobby, in any creative hobby that I've ever done. Because The big issue that I had with live streaming on Twitch was that I had less features to work with. I had basically no moderation, and the moderation that was there was really, really finicky, and I hated it with every fiber of my being. And the whole experience was just really, really shitty overall. So, also the viewership on Twitch was just not there. It was not there. I never really had much of an audience on Twitch. My audience was just completely gone. So, and it sucks because I really enjoy, what I enjoy about live streaming is getting to talk to my audience, to my community directly, you know, just doing something like this where I'm playing a little bit of Minecraft, I'm doing some survival stuff, and I'm doing stuff that's really, really, really mundane that I would have to sit down for literally hours on end to even get anything remotely done in a live stream. Also, did I not make some iron? I did. Cool. So what I want to do is make a bucket. I already have a stone hoe, which is great. So let's get to work. But yeah, I can just sit back, relax, and talk to you guys while I'm doing some stuff. I can't really, but the thing is, as cool as that is, because of how volatile live streaming is, because of how easily it breaks all the frickin' time for seemingly no reason whatsoever, it's also just really not reliable. And it really does not help that, especially if you're streaming on Twitch, getting to grow a community on Twitch alone is just not going to work out for you. You have to first gather a community elsewhere on YouTube or on Blue Sky or whatever, and then bring them to Twitch. So you make videos, you post all sorts of crap on your social media, and then that's how you bring your that's how you make that's how you build up a sort of community, and then you bring them all to Twitch. That's basically how it all works. I want to make a farm right around here, I think. There's a small cave, I believe, down here. There is at least some kind of a hole, so, yeah, I can just block all of this off with dirt. Fill this all up. And then I will be making a little crop farm right over here. That's what I'll do. Sound like a good plan to you? It does sound like a good plan to me, so that's what I'm doing. I don't even know how much dirt I even have. I should probably take a. I should probably look into that real quick. I have a good amount of dirt. Not that much, but it's better than absolutely nothing, you know? So let's just fill up some holes. Until right about here, I think. Is where I want to go. Oh boy. This is always the question of, do you have enough stuff? Do you have enough resources? Because if not, then, yeah, you're in for some trouble. Oh, yeah, this should be enough. This is more than enough. If need be, I could always fill all of this up. Get rid of that tree over there and then fill all of that up. No problem. Actually... yeah, let's just do this. And... oh no, I do not have enough dirt, do I? I really don't. Alright, I know what I'll do. Wonderful. There we go. There we go, there we go. And this is where I'm going to be making my farm. Now, if I wanted to expand it a little bit, I could always just do that. Dig things out a little bit so that I have a little bit more room to work in. But for the time being, I'd say this is about enough. This is about big enough, I'd say. So, first things first. We're gonna make a infinite water source right over here. Just because the infinite water source is just going to make things so much more convenient. Oh my goodness, yeah, I'm going to need, you know what? We're just gonna do it like this. I'm not gonna bother with any mobs at this moment. I don't feel like doing that. Especially when I have to run back and forth just to get some water. It's going to cost me way too much stuff. There we go. That's an infinite water source now. And from here what we can do is grab water and make a little crop farm. We're gonna make it right over here. Get rid of some of that. And this is where I think it's going to be fun. I have to wonder, does anyone actually enjoy doing this kind of stuff? Because, truth be told, I kind of do. I kind of really like doing this, because it's just a really, really chill thing to do. To just get on a Minecraft world and make some kind of crop farm somewhere in there. I also got some pumpkins. I could make some pumpkin pie. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of that scene in Family Guy where Steve has this really bad nightmare. No, not Steve. Stewie. Sorry. Where Stewie has a really, really bad nightmare. And at one point, he has to sing the Family Guy theme song. And then he just completely fumbles because he's so incredibly scared. And he, instead of going, oh God, why do I suddenly forget the theme song? Laugh and Cry, I think it was. I don't remember, but instead of saying his line, he just goes pumpkin pie with a very awkward and worried laugh or smile, and you know, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I really I cracked a smile at that. So okay, so we have that little part right there. Next up, we're gonna make the pumpkin pie. The pumpkin pie. Good lord, now I'm saying pumpkin pie. Thank you very much, Stewie. You're awesome. Let's make the pumpkin area here. That's the thing to say, right? Area? I don't know. It doesn't matter. How many pumpkins do I even have, and how many seeds do I get from it? I get 10. How many seeds do I get? 4! Okay. Okay, okay. That's actually pretty sick. On hindsight, I probably should not have made all of these into pumpkin seeds, but oh well. Whatever. It's fine. It doesn't really matter. I can always compost all of these things. So, it's all good. We're gonna leave it as is for the time being. This is our little crop farm for the time being, which is perfectly great. Yeah, I'll probably compost all of those pumpkin seeds at some point. I have a bunch of slabs over here, so I can pretty much compost all of these seeds if I really wanted to. So we have the composter right here. And we're gonna put that thing down there. And that should hopefully do all of that. Did you know that you can compost your saplings in this thing? Yeah, you can. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back real quick because I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be back in just a few. So, yeah. Alright, and we're back. We're back in the saddle. So, let's see how all of this is going. I do have some bones, don't I? I do. So I could just grow those pumpkin seeds a little bit quicker so that they will grow pumpkins. Pretty much in an instant, I believe. I can do that. Let's just get some of this stuff. And yeah, these things luckily don't really grow all that slowly. So, and the thing with pumpkins is also that they kind of grow at a rapid pace. Like, you put down, you take down one pumpkin and then a bunch of them just come back for it. Or come back in its place. So, they grow really fast. So, you will end up with a lot of them over time. I kind of want to see how much, what I need to do to make pumpkin pies. Because I have legitimately never made pumpkin pie. Do I even have them in here right now? Oh yeah, there it is. So I need eggs and sugar for that. Aha. I figured. Okay. Sounds easy enough. Guess we'll be hunting for chickens at some point, guys. Hope y'all are hope y'all are excited for that. I know I sure am. But yeah, that is basically that for the time being. Let's actually just continue with this because I've been stalling this for quite some time now. I also have more bricks to play with. Is that a wandering trader just dying on me? Oh no, there is one. What kind of traits do you have? Absolutely nothing to really write home about. I mean, you do have pale oak, which is kind of fine. Honestly, a lot of people really despise the wandering traders. I don't mind the wandering traders. I just think that they do leave a little bit to be desired in terms of... Okay. They do leave a little bit to be desired in a lot of the traits that they have. However, there is one area where the wandering traders come in handy an awful lot, and that is in the superflats. Because there's this one guy in superflat that has created a whole world in just superflat in survival mode. And the wandering traders have done wonders in helping him get the resources that he needed. Because at his core, he is just a regular old villager. So, if you do trades with him, he will get better traits that you can get. And I believe there's also a lot more wandering villagers that wandering traders, sorry, that pop up the further along you get in the game. However, I am not on a super flat world. I have all of the resources that he already has available to me for free. So, that's how you deal with them. I'm a terrible wolf. But, yeah, that's just kind of what happens. I do have a little bit of leather, so... I'm gonna do something that literally nobody should ever do in their right mind. I made some armor. The worst piece of armor in Minecraft history. And I have it. Because why the heck not? I think it's just freaking hilarious. So I decided to go for it. I want to know how many people are going to despise the thing that I did. Like, people already get really, really triggered whenever I make golden armor or golden tools at all. Let's see how they will respond to leather armor. I think it's going to be hilarious, the kind of responses I'll get, but we'll see. Alright guys, I think that's about it for me for today. Let's see, we've been at this for nearly 1.5 hours. What did we do? We did a little bit of mining. We created a tiny farm, like the tiniest farm you've ever seen probably. We did virtually nothing to the house. And that's about it. In other words, we're not making any progress at all. I'm doing absolutely great. And you know what? I am perfectly happy with the way that this is going so far. And I hope you all are too. I thank all of you for watching today's live stream. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe, ring bell, you know how it all goes. I don't know why I'm even saying all of this to you guys. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.